Yo, what is going on YouTube? Big Flare Piece here, coming at you with a new series on my channel. And as you can see on your screen, it's the thumbnail, the Historic Knights 2K15 collection, blast from the past. And I saw an idea similar to this on Twitter, and I decided, well, I'm pretty decent at graphics, so why don't I make a video and make it come true? So someone tweeted about a possible collection that should come into 2K. Now I'm not saying this is coming to 2K because it is not. It's just an idea, maybe something they should bring to 2K16. But basically it's like fantasy cards from Madden. So basically all these players who had historic nights or great nights in the past for this episode and in the present for my next episode. But all these people who had great games deserve a card. So let's hop in. Alright, so like I said, this Historic Knights collection is basically a series of players who had good performances or came in clutch for their teams over the past season, or, you know, since this is a blast from the past, just from a while ago. And I think this is a cool series because I know a lot of players have great games and they deserve a better card or an upgrade. And, you know, they're just not the best player in the league, so they're not going to get an upgrade. They're going to stay at their silvers or whatever. And, you know, NBA Live brings in a lot of content. That's one thing that it has over 2K is the abundance of content it brings out. It brings out content like every day or so, and it's all new players. They brought out content for NBA First Team, NBA Best Rookies, all that stuff, and 2K just sticks with their old, let's just throw in another Ruby pack of players we already have, re-release them with one better stat, and everyone's going to spend money on them. But if you released fantasy cards, such as Historic Night cards basically, which is just fantasy cards under a new name, then you know, people would be more willing to spend money on brand new cards with upgraded stats and whatnot. Now, if you just got LeBron James, Onyx, and 2 weeks later he has a sick night, like an insane historic night, ironic, huh? But yeah, if he has an historic night, drop a new card, people are going to go crazy for it. And that just baffles me how 2K won't drop cards consistently of new players, especially ones that are playing great, and NBA Live will. But the only reason that NBA Live is just subpar compared to 2K is its gameplay. But anyway, guys, let's hop into the 4 cards I made for this week. Alright, so one of the best cards out of these I made is a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So in the 1985 NBA Finals Game 6, he recorded 32 points, 4 blocks, 6 rebounds, and he won Finals MVP because that was the game-winning, well, the last game of the series basically because they won. But I know it's not an amazing performance, but he only did this in 29 minutes, which is kind of sick. You know, I mean, who knows what he could have done if he had more minutes. I mean, 32 points, 4 blocks, 6 rebounds, that's a pretty good stat line. And I know this is titled Historic Nights, but these are some all like user submitted off Twitter, people who told me they want to see these cards. And I know I just put a backstory behind them, and I knew this was a good game. I looked them up, I did some research on some of these games, and these are good games, but some of them aren't quote-unquote historic. But this was a great game by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and if he, you know, if he got a historic night card, he would have 99 close, 90 mid, 25 three-pointer. I looked up his stats, he's got 0% three-pointer in every single one of his seasons except for like 2 where he had like .333, so that means he made 1 out of 3. Whatever. 65 pass, 65 steal, 98 rebound, because he was averaging like 18 rebounds for the first like 5-10 seasons of his career, and then 93 block, and I think that's fair. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of the best players ever, one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history, yet 2K hasn't integrated him into the game yet. For what reason, I have no idea, but anyway guys, let's hop into our next card. One of the most forgotten players in NBA history is definitely Charles Barkley. He's an insane player, and again, another player 2K hasn't integrated into their game. Now, in the 1994 playoffs, round 1, game 3, he had 56 points, 3 steals, 4 assists, and 14 rebounds. Now, there was a few games, I believe, in this series as well where he dropped 60, but maybe not as many rebounds or anything. I feel like he was well-rounded here, got a few assists, even though he's not the best passer, got a few steals, got a double-double, 56 points, 14 rebounds, that's pretty sick if you ask me. And if he had a card, I believe he would have 96 close, 84 mid, 73, 65 pass, 70 steal, and 100 rebound. He was a great rebounder throughout his career. And once again, I looked up some of his stats, and I kind of based them off other user-created Charles Barkley's and all the stats from his career. But anyway guys, let's hop into our 3rd card. Yes, next up is Allen Iverson, one of my favorite players in NBA history. And wow, this game was pretty good for him. He had a lot of great career games, but 2001 was definitely one of his best seasons. You know, he had scoring champion. I think he was MVP that year. He had most steals that year, All-Star. He was a tank in 2001. And in 2001, he made it to the NBA Finals with the 76ers. Him and Dikembe Mutombo took on Shaquille O'Neal and Froby. And it definitely a mismatch. You know, Lakers were just so dominant back then. But Allen Iverson led his team to victory. Game 1, 48 points, 5 steals, and 6 assists, and they only won by like 6 points. I think it was 107 to 101 if I recall correctly. But unfortunately, they got swept from there on out. They lost the series 4-1, but Allen Iverson's Game 1 performance was one definitely not to forget. And like I always, you know, I try to make my videos unique. So most of these cards I was trying to make of people that 2K haven't put in before, or cards that are so hard to obtain or uncommon pretty much. And Allen Iverson has a gold. No one wants golds on their team. They want these sapphires, they want these rubies, they want these cool colors. And he also has a diamond. But be honest here, you have to spend a ton of money to get 1,200 plus cards to get Diamond Iverson. So what I did is, he had a historic night, throw him in packs and watch people go crazy. Now, considering the fact that Allen Iverson's diamond card is based off of his 2001 season, and this is from the NBA 2K15 finals. From the NBA 2001 finals, you know Allen Iverson's card is going to have to be based off that, and he had a historic night, so we got to be better than the diamond. 99 close, 97 mid, 94 3, 96 pass, 99 steal. Now, I mean, I'm sure you're kind of wondering, how do you get 99 steal? And I'm going to tell you. How do you win steal champion fucking what, 4 or 5 times in your career if you can't steal a ball? This dude straight cookied everybody. 99 steal, this dude was disgusting at stealing the ball. 101 dribble, once again, you don't cross up MJ and make him almost fall over and splash it right in his face if you don't have 101 dribble in NBA 2K15, right? So why would that happen in real life? 101 dribble, think about it. Allen Iverson. The answer. That card would be sick, good God. The truth. Paul Pierce. From 2008. Now I know he has an Onyx card from 2008, but the conference semifinals against the Cavaliers Game 7, he came in so clutch that game. You don't go Game 7 against the Cavs and the Pistons when you're a #1 seed. You don't go to Game 7 the first 2 rounds and expect to win the finals. But whatever, Game 7, 41 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, led them to a finals run when he did wind up winning the finals. Somehow, #1 seed plays 2 Game 7 games in the first 2 rounds. Not looking too good for them, but Paul Pierce, Garnett, Rondo, Allen, 2 dominant back in 2008. He won Finals MVP. You know you got to give him 96 close, 95 mid, 97 3. Second best 3-point shooter on that team to Ray Allen. I mean, no 99 3-pointer, but I think a 97 is fair. Maybe like a 94, 93 moving, 97, 98 standing. I don't know. 83 pass, 90 speed. Now I threw speed in there because his Onyx only has like 83, so I thought it'd be a good thing to throw in there. 99 consistency, my dude Paul Pierce will just splash it like it was nothing. And 100 truth. They don't call him the truth for nothing. What'd you call? I call game. Paul Pierce, 2008. Don't worry about it. Well, that is your Historic Nights Amethyst collection. Amethyst is a purple gem. And if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, but I think that's how it's said. Yeah, it looks like that's how it's said. I also had Tracy McGrady on the Rockets on here when he dropped like 13 points in a minute against the Spurs, who was just splashing 3 somehow, and they came back to win. But somehow that got lost. Not lost like I lost a file, but I guess I just didn't throw it in here. I don't know. Well, anyway, that was your Historic Nights of the Past collection. I was going to do both in one video, but look at this. It's almost a 10-minute video just doing 4 players. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see Historic Nights of the Present, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, like I said, drop a like. But thank you guys so much for watching. McFlurpees out. Peace.